Hello, friends. Last week, Zoe and I were in Denver for my annual International Jewish Renewal Rabbinic Conference. I discovered during the conference that I was the only rabbi who had attended all 26 conferences since we founded Ohala, which by the way means wide tent, back in 1998. The conference is very special to me. It's a time to meet old friends, teachers, colleagues, students, and be immersed in exciting study, exposure to new innovations in prayer, and always results in a potent recharging of batteries. Before the conference begins on Sunday evening, the prelude is the annual ordination ceremony, the newly minting of rabbis who've completed the program. As far as I know, our ordination program is unique in the Jewish world. It is a deep spiritual experience more than just a graduation ceremony. The new rabbis plan the programs themselves, and it is always different and full of music, sharing of personal journeys, and an evening filled with laughter and tears of joy. This year, we ordained 10 new rabbis with some truly extraordinary individuals, women and men ranging from their late 20s to their late 50s. Each one had about 5 to 7 minutes to offer a very personal teaching, which was often steeped in biography. One of them spoke about her Zadie, her grandfather, who had so inspired her to become a rabbi so many years ago. Another Israeli-born man had been the personal assistant to the Dalai Lama and an important international leader in Buddhism before returning to his Jewish roots and embarking on a 6-year course of study to become a rabbi. Another woman was born in Hungary, where there are no women rabbis. She moved to South Africa, fell in love and married a rabbi, and finally pursued her own dream to become a rabbi herself. Each story was engaging and enchanting and felt like a very short, very moving peek into an extraordinary life and spiritual journey. If these people in any way represent the future of Judaism, our tradition has an amazingly bright future. Now, the conference itself was filled with stimulating workshops, and it's always a daunting task to try to decide which workshop to attend, since there are always 5 workshops being offered simultaneously multiple times throughout the day. Of course, many of the teachings reflected the contemporary moment and addressed the trauma we are all experiencing in light of the devastating attack by Hamas in Israel on October 7th. Some of the highlights for me included a workshop about generational trauma taught by Rabbi Tirza Firestone. Reb Tirza is a nationally renowned trauma therapist in addition to being a rabbi. And actually, I brought Tirza to Beth Chaim a few years ago, just before COVID, I think, when she was on a book tour for her compelling research called Wounds into Wisdom. Some of you were there. Rabbi Tirza's workshop involved an imaginal journey that invited us to connect with the ancestral teachers and loved ones who could best help us respond to the trauma of the moment. It was quite powerful and deeply comforting. Some of the other highlights of the conference included some wonderful teachings about the physical Torah scroll that was taught by Rabbi and Sofer, trained scribe, Kevin Hale, who also happens to be the scribe who did the most recent repairs on our Torah scrolls from the Czech Memorial Trust Holocaust Survivor Torah, that is in our ark. It was a wonderful year of learning and gaining a deeper understanding into the beauty of the Torah scroll. And it was great to see Kevin and learn more from him in this gathering. As I mentioned, Zoe was able to attend the conference as my spouse, and my brother David was also there since he has been ordained as a Jewish spiritual director. Zoe and I both attended a very meaningful workshop entitled Jewish Guide to Caring for the Caregiver. Rabbi Denny Deutsch Marshall has many years of experience working with folks in hospice and in various stages of healing from serious illness and other challenges. She's recently completed research that involved interviewing dozens of Jewish caregivers and had some valuable insights to share. There were a number of other experienced rabbis and chaplains present in the workshop, and the discussions were wonderful and important. Zoe, David, and I also attended a workshop called Refining Ourselves as Instruments for Blessings. This was led by Barry Barkin and Leon Olenek, two teachers of mine who have deeply informed my approach to offering and receiving blessings, which I've shared with the Beth Chaim community at our own workshops, holiday experiences over the years, and have taught many of our B'nai Mitzvah students as well. It felt like a graduate course in blessings and a wonderful continuation and refinement of work I've been doing for years. There were ethics panels and plenary sessions, including one entitled Healing and Innovating in Israel-Palestine by our Tikkun Olam committee. It was a gathering in which we were able to do some important grief and healing work together in a safe space. Every meal felt like an important reconnection time with so many people I love and respect. Every evening, there were informal gatherings of music and dance, great conversation. We shared new melodies and were witness to the wonderful energy of some of the younger musicians, liturgists, and spiritual teachers who are coming into their own. As I've always done, I will, during the next several months, share some of the nuggets of wisdom and learning that I was able to take away from this juicy conference, which is always a wellspring of learning and inspiration. I am grateful to have been nurtured spiritually by some of the people I believe to be the leading lights of Judaism in the contemporary moment. Our community has, through the years, benefited greatly from this conference and other opportunities for Jewish spiritual growth that have come through my teachers, colleagues, and students. I hope that this wonderful information continues to filter down and into our community. Ken Yeh Ratzon, so may it be. Stay safe and be well. Shalom uvracha, peace and blessings.